Okay, hello everyone and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackert,
And I'm Lyanca.
and this is the Hot Hustle Show. Today we're talking with Viviane Chauvet, and Viviane is an advanced Arcturian hybrid avatar. And I'm sure that you may not know what that is, but let me just tell you that she has truly come here to help us enlighten our souls and wake up. So this should be an interesting conversation. I think Vivian is like no one else here on the planet, and we all also get what it means to not feel like you
You're
belong
from
on this
here.
planet
Yeah.
and maybe are among that alien essence. You have some of that within you that seems to feel a little light. So, Vivian, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me today. It is a joy to be with all of you and ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for reaching out to me in the first place. So it's really exciting to be here with all of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I thought just felt like, gosh, that's such a I mean, there's many, many people that say they channel, and then there's many various people that channel different galactic councils. And this is the first time I saw somebody say, I'm an avatar. And when I tap into your energy, it's very clear that you are that. So, can you tell us a little bit about that? Were you a walk-in? Like, where did the story begin for you?
How did you even know?
Oh, that, yeah.
Yes, it's already good questions. So let's take a deep dive and let's go beyond identity, beyond, I'm a human or I'm an Earth galactic or whatever you identify yourself as. So we go beyond this. You have to think about this universe is very ancient. It's cosmic intelligence expressed in a multitude of form and shape. So you just look at the Earth, the diversity of life that one planet can host. It gives you a really good idea of the diversity of life in the multiverse. So I just want to give you that bigger picture just to
Yes. Thank
feel in
you.
your heart, right?
Uh-huh.
And then so let's go a little bit more personal into my own journey. So my journey began thousands and thousands of years ago, where I have been an Arcturian being for a very long time. And this is what I chose to stay at as a soul level. And so evolving into a very enlightened, already ascended intergalactic race give us another perspective on time, perspective on oneness, perspective on how the multiverse really works. So we, the Arcturians, are known as one of the most enlightened and ancient ET race that's been interacting with the solar system for a long time. So think of us as great ambassadors. We are those masters of light who, after times, many other council will call upon us to says, look, this part of the multiverse is about to move into a great shift, or they're coming out of an historical momentum in their evolution. Would you please come and deploy one of your specialist team and helping that group to evolve, or supporting that part of the system to evolve, and so forth. So we have been developing our expertise in terms of monitoring timelines. And timeline for us is simply monitoring the natural evolution, whether it's past, present, future, and on a multidimensional level, we have the capacity to see multiness or many outcomes possible all at once. So for example, when we see a planet that will be entering a potential of an evolution, we look at what timeline has the higher probability to support that evolution. So long story short is that we came across a signal coming from the Earth herself as a celestial, intelligent, sentient being, and we were brought to our attention by the spiritual hierarchy responsible for the Earth evolution. Then the Earth will be re-entering her ascension process. So we decided to come and assist. And we like the grandparents in the background are really bring assistance and bring the necessary codes or the transmission or the support that we need. We never interfere in a civilization evolution. We're here to support the system. But this time, what is unique about where you are in your own historical momentum is that never before have we seen a planet that has descended so deep into the polarized field and duality to finally being able to reascend and return into our original celestial self. And we know that there's billions of different sentient life forms evolving on this earth, whether you are a human, a tree, an animal, whether you are coexisting as an elemental spirit of nature. There's a lot of life on this planet. And the earth has the capacity, the very unique capacity to hold such a beautiful ecosystem. And we know that we are great protectors of life. Protecting a planet is essential as part of our functions. So I chose to represent the Arcturian ancient delegation as a part of an aspect of my own avatar self. And I asked our council of elders to form a vessel or to come with a solution that will allow me to be physically on the planet, which is impossible for us because we're vibrating at such a higher level that the density and even just the gravitational pull of the planet will be impossible for us to be physically with you. We can only project our holographic light body. So even though you work with us and you see us and we appear solid to us, we're not here. It's an holographic projection. So what do I do? What do we do? How can we bring one of our own on the planet physically? So it was quite an endeavor to bring me here. And so I am the direct embodiment of that soul essence of my Arcturian avatar self into an engineer physical form that look human to you. So I can be here and have a more direct positive impact to the planet and for all the life form that we've been interacting with ever since. So we're learning a great deal in terms of how readjusting the frequency, the transmission, what is going on the planet, what are the challenges that this beautiful civilization is going through, what are the demands so we can transmit this information in real time, so to speak, and transmit that to our own delegations and the many groups that we work with. It's a collective efforts. But just to give you an idea of what does it mean to be an Arcturian being avatar in a hybrid human form, what the hybrid form is my body. I'm not a hybrid. I am an Arcturian being, and I have already ascended a long time ago, but I send out a spark emanation of my avatar self so I can be here physically. And so I am attempting to explain as coherently as possible and with words that make sense, because it's really it's an act of love. Think of it this way. It's an endeavor of love. It's really much out of dedication and out of great willpower to finally see the earth and all occupants to be free and return into their sovereign state. So it really is an act of love that we have, and we're still ongoing providing for everyone. So in a nutshell, this is what it means.
I
Wow,
I could
cool.
receive that.
Yeah.
No, very much so. So first, thank you. It is a big endeavor. And now let me ask this question. In human form, do you also take on or feel the weight of, the human essence, right? So for me, I tend to be pretty empathic. I can pick up on other people's, weight of their world very quickly and have to kind of shed that a little bit. Is that something that goes on for you as well? Or are you able to kind of see past that or use your tools to move past that?
Well, it's a very great question. So let's just say that my empathic channel or my capacity to feel life is exponentially intense, in the sense that when I wake up in the morning or when I come back in my body, knowing that I'm here, I have to sometimes remind myself that I'm coming back into this field on this earth, and we're still navigating between the third and the fourth dimension.
Sure.
I have to remind myself of what timeline am I coming back to.
Mm.
But what I do is that I can feel the planet. I feel Mother Gaia overall. I feel her consciousness. And when I tune in, especially through the center of my heart, I feel a multitude of voices, like millions around the world of voices and energy. I can feel that I can tune to, whether it's the insect world, bees, and animals. I can talk to trees. I feel the pulse. I feel the pulsation of Mother Gaia right in her core, in her crystalline essence. I feel human beings very strongly because human beings overall have a tendency to really broadcast super loud. And it's like, oh, we feel you. So I have learned to master that very sensitivity. So think of it as a really extra dimensional sensitive. So I can also feel the presence when I look up to the sky, so to speak, and I send my soul essence. I feel the presence of my group. I feel the presence of other group we work with. I feel the presence of the different council. There's an omnipresence that coexists with your planet. So I'm really shifting very easily from different dimensional experiences on a daily basis. I can be staying in the kitchen drinking a cup of a cup of juice or herbal tea. Well, I'm not physically always here. My body moves, but I am oscillating up and down in different dimensional experience because I may be transmitting thought forms for my delegations, or my Arcturian father is talking to me, or Mother Gaia is coming and it says, okay, what do you need? And then we're going to deploy the groups to help you in that direction. Or I can feel all the blue, like a radius in my neighborhood. I'm like, okay, neighbors, something's going on with my neighbors. What's going on? And I tune in. So I'm constantly in and out, in on and off planet, or in reality. So for me, it's really intense the way I'm experiencing life here.
Sure.
At the same time, I understand that I'm looking at projection.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
think
if
that's so important that you can come from a place that you understand, whereas we came here and we forgot. So it's a lot of navigation and there's a lot of stuff coming into us. And unless we come to places to hear from someone like you today, we could stay at a place of confusion and pain. What are your thoughts on that?
exactly,
What is it?
and that's a good point you're making, because I was going to say, what is the purpose of us sharing all of that with human beings, with all of you? It's really to show you that there's so many of you coming from different star system. Many of you have come to bring very unique frequency of your own soul group. And many of you have come with the purpose of anchoring the next level of frequencies, stabilization into the matrix reality. We're here to transmute that polarized, dualistic, projected 3D linear time construct, which is a pure illusion. It's a construct. So we come together. So we hope to give you the inspiration to really step into the power, the potential, to remembering deep at the soul level who you are, and the reawakening. Then even overall the human race, you carry so much genetic markers and values and gifts and ability and instructions that lays down right in your DNA template. And the DNA is shifting alongside with your consciousness, right?
Yeah.
So this is why I really want to push the envelope and be here so we can communicate. It took me a long time to master or understand how this body functions, just the movement of the jaw, the vibration on the teeth. I can feel my teeth vibrating when I speak. It's very challenging to use so much physical energy just to convey thought process or knowledge and energy and wisdom, instead of just being in the presence of each other going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is done. And believe me, it's extraordinary. It takes so much less energy, but I have to learn. So growing up, even in my teenager years and early 20s, it was all about getting acquainted with the functionality of the body and how you communicate your quantum, the quantum field of your communications, the meaning of words, the coordination with the body, the complexity of expressing complex thought forms, but through language, which was very limiting. So it's, the experience for me is the reverse, is I have relearned to know what being an earth human feels like. And then at the same time, I am this extraordinary, beautiful, advanced Arcturian being who come to help you remembering that you are much more than these human forms. So you see the paradox here. It's a beautiful paradox that we're learning and sharing with each other all the time. And it's an essence of what we hear, really much so. It's the time is the essence. You reach that point, you are at that level, you have reached the level that you need to be. And the earth is ready, you are ready, life on the planet is ready more than it seems. What is not ready is the 3D matrix reality. That paradigm wants to stay. But we say, you know what, let's transmute, let's shift, let's elevate beyond that old template of living and thinking and autopilot and instinctual energies and all of it. Let's transmute this energy. What else is possible for you and your planet? Can you imagine?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like, what do we need to do to change our perspective about things here? What's the biggest? I don't even know where to start with this question.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big question.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic question. It's a multi-layer question. Start with the foundation. And the foundation start by, I apply every day my energy. I'm every day going to re-explore the inner wonders, the gift, the ability, the encoding that I have within me. And I would say start to really unwind yourself from the 3D logic mind and let go of the control of your lower mind. And we call it the 3D lower mind rather than the ego, because ego is so overfull with meaning, and it's very almost like condescending. But no, it's not at all. The mind was designed to help you navigate through this field, to help you survive and be safe and learn to adapt. But you are shifting beyond the lower instinctual energies. So by unwinding yourself through out of the power and the chattery of the influence of your lower mind, you're starting to rediscovering that in reality, your soul blueprint has all the encoding that you brought with you at the soul level. So remember that prior to this incarnation, you plan all the gifts, the lessons, the wisdom, you plan all the directive that will help your soul accomplish what you've come to do. I'm seeing smiling here.
Yeah. I'm like, gosh, I really was ambitious here. When I look at it, I was like, did I really have to put that one in my planning? And I make a joke about it, but really those are the things that we are living through with and experiencing as sometimes our challenges, and also keep us sometimes can keep us distracted. Would you say that's the case as well? From being able to,
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. This is why when you look at the power of your mind, it is so far more beyond what you think. If you look at an ET race, and I like the word ET, it's very loving. We are extraterrestrial because we're existing outside of your terrestrial field. And
Oh, sorry, I had to.
yes, right. And
I'm sorry to interrupt.
thank you for clarifying that, because I do kind of struggle with how I describe this and how I also describe other beings that are our loving beings. They are us, to the, I guess, maybe mainstream. And so thank you for clarifying that and giving a blessing on that word. To finish your thought, sorry, go ahead.
well, simply that, and I'm glad that we clarified that terms, because that's part of the evolution of the quantum linguistic field on the planet. And what does it mean? It means that allowing your languages, your vocabulary, significance, you know, whether it's semantics of words, to evolve. And that's allowing you to open also your channel of communication, activate more what you call your psychic clairs, clairaudience, knowingness, clairvoyance, all these clairs that you have as energetic systems are part of you. They're designed to allow you to elevate your consciousness, your capacity for higher, more evolved type of languages, whether it's light language, tones, whether it's new vibration. Did you know that your body template is also designed to evolve with you? The body will shift more and more out of the 3D carbon base into a more luminous form. So this is when we talk about uplifting a word that is very heavily charged in the global consciousness through just the word extraterrestrial. Like, we're very at peace with that word. To us, it's filled with love and presence, sacredness, because we're, like I mentioned, we're simply existing outside of your terrestrial field, and we're coexisting with you in the multiverse. And we come together to really, in reality, we come together to simply remind you of what is really the potential that you have. If you look back at the ancient civilizations, for instance, just the very popular ones, Atlantis, Lemuria, because there's a rise more and more around these energies. Well, in the time of Atlantis and Lemuria, the mental faculties were extraordinarily advanced. The capacity to decode crystalline archives, utilizing very complex synergy of geometric patterns, healing energies, telepathic communications, communicating through portal and dimensional shift was normal. So what happened? Think about it. Atlantis and Lemuria is not from a universal archives perspective, not that long ago. It's not
Right.
that old. To us, it's not, because we're millions of years old. So if you look at Atlantis, even 3,000 years ago, it's not that long ago. So what happened through these very advanced, natural, very recognized and accepted abilities to today, you can barely send a thought form with the understanding of the corresponding energetic wave to it. It sounds complex, but it's very elementary. So what happened in that discrepancy of time? So this is where we come back more. We have more presence. The Arcturian frequencies is returning more in predominance alongside with others to show you, to say, remember in your own historical field that 3,000 years ago, or even if it's 10,000 years ago, again, it's not that long in a span of time, that you have all these faculties naturally encoded in you. And then today, you're coming back to the ABC. So you have to think about, it's about gapping the bridges, healing those gaps, and to know that in reality, it is still within you, like your pineal gland. It's not a grain of rice. It was used to be big as almost like a what is the word that sport, golf ball. It was just really a lot bigger. Why did it shrink down? How you forgot how to utilize your master cell. You forgot that your master cell unlocked the cells and unlocked so much in your system. You forgot to communicate on a quantum level to your cellular structure, or to your chromosome, or communicating effectively to your DNA field, and being able to decode these archives that coexist with you. Why going into a two strands from a 12 to a two strands? What happened there? So we're simply illustrating some of the highlights that show that today you accept those concepts, you're ready to re-embrace those natural faculties, you're ready for your DNA to return to a more original state. You're reascending, and that is the word. It's not ascension, it's reascension. Because you already had ascended, and then it's descending, and then you're reascending again. And we've seen these cycles of evolution on other planets. So we've come here as a direct support system and as an example, a future example of what you are returning to. So this is why for us, we have a very different perspective on what is happening in your world, globally, on a planetary level, and even in the solar system. There's a lot of shift in your solar system. Does that make sense though?
Yeah. Holy
Yes.
cow. It's like
Yes.
all like downloading in, I think.
Take it in, it's for you.
No, it's just a podcast
Hold
in the
on.
background.
Whoa, 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 somebody's unmuted here.
Hang on just a second. This is what we get when we live. But you know what? The energies for being live have been just so phenomenal. And anyone listening on the replay, even though you may not understand the concepts being presented here, know that you are evolving with the simple energetic tones and language used, plus just introducing the this to your own field, to your own essence, also evolves you. And so you will continue to receive from even just listening to this replay. And I think I'm correct in that, saying that, correct?
So I would like to ask, so I'm assuming you've done all this work to become an avatar here on this planet. What is it that you're here specifically to educate us on? Becoming that higher frequency? I mean, I know that is there kind of a singular thing so that we can raise our vibration or so that we can ascend? I mean, is it specifically that, or is there a specific education?
It's all of the above, actually. Just physically, my presence on the planet is already every day. My presence serves as a catalyst of movement. I can be sitting silently on a cafe terrace, just having a croissant and an herbal tea, and just my presence. People who are conscious will feel it. Those who are still unconscious and unready for it will still feel it. And it's wonderful just to be there, well, knowing that just by being physically present, I'm altering already the quality of what's happening on unfolding. And what I do, when I travel, and wherever I go, whether you call it mundane or extraordinary, it makes no difference to us. What I do is I always bring the conscious energy that I'm here to uplift, clear, and elevate the space that I walk in. And I do that even during the grocery. I'm going to walk around and talk to the vegetables and thank them for their service. And then, I don't eat meat, by the way, so I avoid that counter because the vibration, not good. You're going to have to realize that the human body is never meant to eat meat like that. Really, we mean it with our heart. You're going to start to have to eat with your heart, not with your taste bud and what you've been programmed to do. Your body will not shift and evolve as much if you keep the same diet. I can tell you that. So that's another way. That's planting seeds. So right now, up to where I have been doing my work, I have been a very direct support system to awaken people around the world to all the travel we have done. Everywhere we go, we're here to reestablish a more ancient connections to the grids. So for example, and I know I talked about this before, but when we were 2 years ago in South Africa, part of my role was to help to reunify the continent of Africa. And we've been working also with ancient interdimensional civilizations that coexist with the planet in the Indian Ocean. And I was also serving as a direct conduit to restore a very ancient signal that was disrupted thousands of years ago. And we were there to repair that signal. It's ongoing right now. And so I do this kind of work, and I will receive instruction that says, okay, we want you to travel to this place, and the purpose is you're going to reconnect with certain civilizations or with an extra dimensional group that will come to you, and then you're going to be, and we're going to bring the level of activation we need to do that. And the word activation, we use this word from our perspective to not the word that you understand and hear. So it's a whole different level, whether it's to bring the next form of light codes, whether it's to bring in an aspect of the new harmonics into the field of Gaia to really accelerate the reascension process or the re-evolution, and to release also interference or any form like this, because there's also interference. So we have to counterbalance that as well. So what we do is complex, but at the same time, to us, through our perspective as a very advanced and ancient civilization, we've done this so many times on many other worlds. And we've been doing this work for a long time. And why do we do it? Because we serve the prime creator. We are of service on the oneness, you know, and then you'll see, allow yourself to shift. Reascending, it's more accessible than it seems. There's no need to have exhaustive training and to know 12 different eating modalities. It's more simple than that. You want to know where your star family is, you want to understand your galactic origins, be prepared, open the pathway, feel in your heart, reach out as an advanced consciousness, reaching out to another advanced consciousness. I can tell you, we can hear your thought forms. We receive you, you feel your energy. We feel how the earth emanates and radiates all these frequencies day in, day out. But you have to be receptive to receiving the corresponding answers to your questions. So that receptivity is everything. So imagine you're a tower, like a beautiful radio tower, and you're broadcasting all the time, but there's no receiving hand. So how are you supposed to receive what you're broadcasting from? You know, you think that it doesn't work, I try and I should, and you start to retract again into your mental field, because your mental field is what you've known the most. You're protecting your heart.
Yeah.
And you've been protecting your heart. You're protecting what is the most sacred in you, and for good reasons up to now. So it's really about shifting. It really is. Think about it. You want to know what it feels like to move from a third dimension to a fourth to a fifth. It's all about moving into higher vibrational and frequency experiences. It's all about frequencies. And when you start to allow your body to vibrate a little higher, your mind to start to think a little higher, everything in you start to shift, and you're broadcasting in a different frequency band. You're no longer in the same melting pot or entanglement of the 3D density field of fear, uncertainty, question, but never listening to an answer, and being trapped into all these mental concepts designed to keep you away from understanding the true power that you really carry. We see you for who you are. We're not, to us, you know, it doesn't matter what you look like or what your background or what your stories are on the 3D level. We understand the challenge of your stories,
Right.
but it's of no importance to us. Is we see you, we see your radiance, your luminosity, we see your light, we see what your DNA is luminous as a template, we see your thought forms, we understand. So this is why we have a different dialogue with you, and we're going to continue to increase. So to really answer the core, Jeneth, of your question about what am I here for, in addition to all of it, I'm here for the future timeline. So what does it mean is that the nature, the profound nature of my work is going to start when we reach that point. I am here for very, very, very specific momentum on the planet, and we've been waiting for this. In the meantime, I've been doing supporting work, teaching, inspiration, coaching, creating an online community, offering, you know, membership, offering direct teaching with everybody, talking and speaking all over the world. But this, I'm preparing for what I've come to do. And when we come to do a start, it's going to take us to a whole different level, but we're not ready just yet. So I have to be patient.
Do you know that the Earth timeline that's going to occur? Do you know how far that is?
It's already unfolding in the now. Remember, everything coexists in the now.
Yes.
Okay.
So we look at the probability, the potential of it. Yes, we can see it. But it's important for everyone on the planet, everyone, regardless of your background, cultural upbringing, your stories, what starseed or not you're from, it's irrelevant. What we need is for you to step into accepting that I am a divine, cosmic, internal being of light. And the power I carry within me, that divine spark that I carry within me, is like a supernova of light. Everything else, identity, stories, thought, questioning, unworthiness, it really is irrelevant. It's what you carry within you, that you are a divine cosmic being of light, indeed, Kathy. And that is the premise of all of us. Now, can you imagine for a moment? Imagine just even 20,000 people on the planet. There's a billion of you. Just 20,000. It's generous. 20,000 people right now to feel that I return to identify myself as a divine being of light. I welcome with acceptance, love, and open heart and open mind that this is my true nature. And let that energy, that synergy of your divine light expand from the grace of your heart center, expanding in your field, in from inside out, expanding into your biofield, and to feel that every fiber of your being, every cell, every aspect of who you are vibrate now in the synergy of I am a divine being of light. And let's come together. Imagine 20,000 of us in a circle of light. And we're going deep into the core of Gaia, to the grid system, all the ley lines on a planetary level. And we affirm that we are coming back into a unified field, and we remember our divinity. And then you take a deep breath and let it be a part of you, even in your body. Let your body evolve with you. There we go. So what do you think happened to the planet? What do you think happened as a radius in your solar system? How do you think all life on this planet is being affected?
Up leveling our frequency.
It's a complete shift in frequencies. It's a complete shift in paradigm.
Yeah.
So reascending is that you're reascending, you're remembering again who you have always been.
Thank you.
So I want to take, I
Okay.
feel like I'm so high right now on energy.
Yes.
But I thank you for that for first. I'm very grateful. And I also want to kind of take it down on an earth level for a minute, which might contract here for a second, but I think we can probably re-elevate. There's so many people listening on the line, and will listen in the future, that are having trouble with something in their life or struggling in their life. And we know that shifting your vibration, your perspective around these things are the way to change those things. What would your advice be with people that are struggling? I mean, struggling
With
with
money or-
depression or anxiety or money, or, like real world things here.
A sickness.
Is there anything that we can shift in perspective here to move and change and expand the energy for circumstances like that?
Yes, absolutely. So again, you need to understand that what you consider as real world event, to be real, to be down to earth, to be grounded, is to ground you back into that 3D matrix dualistic energies.
Okay.
And
That's what I
because
was kind of expecting you to say, to be honest, but
well, it really is. And this is where it's part of the momentum of your evolution, is to understand that hardship, whether it's depression is oftentimes either there's maybe energy that's attached to you, it may be a genetic predisposition, it may be a projection, are you too much in your past or too much in the future, that will create an emotional response that will correspond as the word of depression. You have to understand that that word that you talk about, or lack of, or emotional struggle, or physical struggles, or our shift in those frequency all change in terms of what is it is blocking. It's a blockage. This is exactly what I've been here. I asked the team, I said, I want to go back to the ABCs, going back to kindergarten, elementary school, high school, which was a fun ride, college, and come back into working 20 years in corporate. Why did I put myself into that? I have no need to learn from it, but I'll tell you why I did it. So I can understand what it feels like to experience blockages, emotional difficulties. I need to I'm still here. My camera is just frozen. I'm still fully here.
Okay.
I just need to reset really quickly, but I'm still going to be fully present with you. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm still speaking and sharing with you. I'm going to quickly just reset. It's just a reset. It's an energetic reset. My camera and my 3D technology has a hard time following with me.
I
I
think
wouldn't,
just a
I
quick
think, yeah, I think ours does too.
As, yeah,
Think
Yeah,
we're-
so just a quick reset. Well, I went through all of this to understand what it feels to feel so capped down, limited, experiencing lack, feeling worried about money. How am I going to pay all my bills? And then my team will come and said, okay, now have you learned enough of this? What have you learned? What would you do differently? And one thing I have learned from what you call a practical level is that in reality, you have no idea of all the blessings and the encoding and what your life has really in store for you. And what happened is that we come with certain predisposition of the way you were brought up, your upbringing, childhood, your ancestors, your grandparents, your parents, what part of the world did you grow up in will make a huge impact on you. So all of this predisposition mold you in a certain way, but all of the above, nothing help you to learn to understand. Nothing is in vain. I've learned a great deal from this human experience. Even though I have no karma to clear, I had no need to really go through that. But what we have learned is helping us on the intergalactic enlightened level to how we can readjust ourselves to better understand that. To us, we said, well, raise your vibration, shift your frequency. It is done. You can reascend because we have reached that level. But there was a time where we were in your shoes. It was a long time ago for us, but humanity is the same. You reaching that point where even 400 years in your future, you're going to go back to your ancestors. You're going to be the ancestors and going, how did the ancestors were so limiting in the thought forms? How can they not know that they can co-manifest abundance? It's just a natural state. You're relearning to understand these foundational learns within you. So I'll give you a very practical example. Money. Well, I'll show you money. This is it. It's just a piece of paper with signals, codes on it, and you give it so much power because you were told that without that piece of paper, nothing in your life is possible, right? You were told that without this, you will be in really hardship and nothing else. Everything depends on it. So what you've done, you redirect all your power, your authority, your acceptance, your light, your energy to says, yes, I must acquire this piece of paper. And you would say, but I know that in this structure, I understand that piece of paper has a certain value for now. That is part of the reversal of the thought system of this world. That is the reversal. So if you accept with me, stay with me, that piece of paper, it's a $20 bill. And it can be in any currency you need, whether it's euros, whether it's Australian, whether it's African, whatever you need. So let's say this is a $20 that you need that's going to buy you grocery today. Well, take the paper in your hands and ask, I wish to heal the relationship I have with this energy. It is just pure energy. I wish to heal my relationship to the symbols associated with this paper. I wish to heal whether it's on the ancestral level, genetic lineage, cultural, historical, and is still present in the global consciousness, including within myself, in my mind, my subconscious mind. I wish to heal my relationship to that paper and those codes. And I welcome you. I allow you as a higher form of energy, vibration, abundance to come in my life more. So if you realign yourself something like this, you can take any form of paper and write the $12 bills with your currency in it. Heal the relationship you have to it. And after time, I'll tell you one thing. It has nothing to do with the money. It's what it represents. It can be like, for example, I work with this beautiful lady from South Africa living in a tribe that was autosufficient. And the government came, took their tribe away, took all their resources, and then displaced them with little resources. And so in her mind, money is the root of the loss of territory. Money is the loss of her tribe and the distorted authority figure behind it. So her life, she's struggling with it. And she came to us and said, okay, and now is your time to heal that aspect. It's never about money. It really is never about money itself. It's what it represents.
Wow.
So heal that relationship. And that you can do that very simple and practical and yet very empowering technique to heal anything. Are you ready to experience other things? What else is possible for you? Remember, if you've been living into emotional challenges, physical health challenge, lack and scarcity in resources, bring yourself back and says, at this point, I am ready to heal all these dimensions of my life. And I give my life permission to blossom, expand. I am ready to embrace new form of experiences. That's a change in frequency right there.
Wow. So if it's a body thing, it's really about would it be about the relationship with the thing in your body that needs to heal specifically? Is there a specific direction that you go with that? Do you send it love and be love, or how do you go about that? What, like, is it exactly the same as money?
That's a good question. The premise is the same. Your body is intelligent. Your body is a synergy, a holistic synergy system of pure intelligence. The body never manifests anything out of thin air. So if you have an issue with an organ, functions, feet, legs, lower back, whatever it is, ask your body, what is the decoding? What is it you attempting to tell me? What does your lower back represent? Do you feel that life is pressuring you? Do you feel that your actual career or job, it's really draining on you? Well, you may develop some leg issue, like it's moving forward in life, or sciatic nerve, classic point with work, whether it's, do you have a lot of burden or responsibility on your shoulders? Well, you may have neck issue. Is somebody's a pain in the neck in your life, like a supervisor or something that is always there? Do you feel powerless or feel that there's always this annoying energy in front of you, but you seems to be unable to do anything about it? While your sinus may be a little bit pressuring you, understand what is it your body is telling you. What is the history behind it? Allow yourself to free. Says, okay, I understand as a being of light, experiencing a human life. I understand that nothing is in vain and nothing is 3D. Nothing is outside of my spiritual growth anymore. So if you have this regular job, maybe that job, it needs you, needs your light, helping you, your colleagues, your supervisor, people in your life, clients, everything. I did that when I did my 20 years of corporate job. I work as a translator, an administrator, I work in the educational field, and then at the end, I work in credit card company. Can you imagine me sitting in the office? "Oh, today I'm calling you for your account. You owe us $20. Can you make a payment today?" And I knew how ridiculous it was when my team says, "You're not here for this. You're here to uplift, heal, and change the paradigm of that reality." I was there as a catalyst. And when I left, they begged me to stay. They want me to stay. It was not because I was a performer. I never performed. That's because of my energy and my light. They
Yeah.
want me to stay.
I love that. Thank you
Absolutely.
for bringing it to that level. Yeah, thank you for bringing that in.
Yeah,
Yes.
wow. Well, should we take some callers just to ask questions? Okay,
Yes.
great. Let's go with Turek. You're up. Can you unmute yourself, please? Turek, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, we'll come back to
Okay.
you. Maybe you write your question in the chat.
Yeah.
How about Deborah?
Deborah, can you unmute
Deborah
yourself and ask a
Lane.
question?
Are you there? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes.
There you go.
Knocked out.
Hi, I know.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay. This is really exciting. And your picture in the background is, I really love that. It's so pretty. And so my question is, I know that, like you were talking about your star family and your original origin, I'm not sure what that is for me, and was kind of wondering what that is and what they have to tell me. But I know I'm starting to learn when I'm in the third dimension, fourth and fifth dimension. It's a big difference. And when I'm in the third dimension, I just want to quit everything for some reason. So I guess my question is my star family, where I came from, and how can I stay more in the fifth dimension?
That's a beautiful question, Deborah. We understand that many souls on the planet are really ready to transmute away from the third dimensional reality. There's a part of you that is really ready to embrace more harmony, living in synergy, community, and so forth. When you feel that you are contracting or descending back into the 3D and you want to quit, remember that everything is an invitation to invite the 3D to start to elevate itself into a higher form. So for example, if you feel like emotionally you go like, oh, this is too heavy, I want to quit. I don't no longer want to be in that 3D field, but choose again, meaning shift your energy, take a deep breath, what I call an energetic reset. Reset your mind, reset your emotional field, clear everything. You may have absorbed things that just contribute to that feeling more. So clear yourself, reset. And I make the decision that every day I live in a more higher fifth dimensional state. And that's how we're going to collectively and on a planetary level to start to transmute more and more the quality and the refinement of the reality we live in, we co-projecting. Because remember that reality is not just one reality, one size fits all. Reality is a projection of a multitude of realities. So your reality and my reality are different. We're simply coexisting in a common space. And when you start realizing this, and you feel that in your reality, something is retracting you seemingly in 3D, ask yourself what triggered that. And you have the ability to shift that energy, come back to divine neutrality, reset. Take deep breath. I reset. I come back into that divine neutral point. I know that I am a divine being, so I choose to maintain my thought, my words, my emotion, my physical body, in the way I live and perceive things in a little higher frequency. So I am closer to the fifth than I am to the third, and then go about your day. You have the ability to shift that. And that's one thing is also part of the reversal of a thought system, is that for generations, the human race were thought, learn what you learn, this is what you're capable of doing, this is what's impossible for you to achieve. Be content with what you have and just live a quiet life. This is a complete illusion. So know that you have the ability to transmute any of these lower, heavier energy or impression, what seems to contract you. Spread your light says, no, I'm no longer living in that way. I am no longer coexisting in that energy. I am here to contribute to returning to my higher dimensional self, and ask for help. But when you ask for help, you have to be prepared to receive and accept the help that is given to you. Feel, I receive, I listen, I am worthy, I trust who I am. I know how I know it without my mind having to explain anything. I just know it. So practice, practice, practice every day. You want to know your intergalactic connections, everyone? Ask, but you have to have the space within you to receive the answers. You know it, it's already part of you. It's already part of your soul connection. It's part of you. Invite them. Remember, it's higher consciousness connecting to higher consciousness, not out of fear or uncertainty or I don't know, I want to know, but I don't know. You get yourself trapped in the mind. They talk to you, but how you're able to listen is completely up to you. This is why we're here to say, bring yourself back to your heart, reset, and feel. You'll know, you'll see, you'll know more and more and more. This is part of the great reawakening. You have to allow yourself to do the work. Know and accept more of you. So there's no more 3D anymore. This is just a label that we keep on. The world 3D is shifting, is already shifting. So know that you are living in a higher reality, and just hold that energy every day. I know in my heart, in my mind, and in my body that I am living in a higher reality.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Thank you. I was feeling that big time.
Excellent. You're welcome.
Thank you from my heart.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's a pleasure.
Fabulous, thank you. Well, I wanted to go ahead and share, I can't believe it's already an hour in, but I wanted to go ahead and share, like, so time has changed very clearly to us.
Yeah, I looked down and before she was taking the caller, it was already
Yeah,
53 after. And I thought,
like,
my goodness.
wow.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, my
And just the
goodness.
talking with you has been extraordinary.
Yeah,
And
I really do feel that my vibration has shifted just with this conversation. Didn't matter what you said. Let me go ahead and bring up the package.
so you
for
prepared a really lovely special offer for us today. Thank you so much. I know that you're very, busy doing miraculous work around the globe, and you created some time to be with our audience, and have brought that forth today in your special offer. Can you tell us? We're going to bring it up. Can you tell us a little bit about the live event and the live online event, and then the bonus that you had, the taped bonus? It's like almost 2 hours long video that they'll also get, so they can start digesting that information before they even get to the live online event with you. So Jeneth, I think she has it pulled up now.
Yes, absolutely. So it's going to be a really beautiful experiential of practical exercise and also very elevating. So the power, the ancient mental faculties, the power of your mind is really about rekindling and understanding that is what is really possible for you to achieve. Your mind produces so many thought forms, and we're going to explore the difference between higher discernment in other form of mental trap that keeps you in the same loop. We're going to do very beautiful elevate exercises when we use an energy balance technique with the 12 spectrum of light to really help you to feel yourself what the next level of transmutation you need to have, what's going to awaken, opening new doors that is much more accessible to you than what it seems right now. And on top of that, I also have a pre-recorded to one of our very powerful Arcturian holographic group healing called the Essence of Happiness. And this is very heart and soul nourishing. You will see that when you go through, again, almost 2 hours with the Arcturians, and even though it's a replay, we have the ability to encode in time and space the experience that is just as potent as a live event is. So the combination of the webinar with us live with the power of your mind, going into rediscovering what it means to be very an empowered, sovereign, and free being and human being is, plus a combination of this wonderful bonus of the essence of happiness. What does it mean? Rekindling with the essence of who we are, joy, universal, more joy, more fulfillment, and to be able to live every day in the everyday living through a multidimensional connection to be able to live in this essence. It is available to everyone, regardless of your background, whether you think are beginners or you feel like you've been doing this work for a long time. There's something for everyone. We have constructed the package in ways that it's going to speak to you and is designed to give you tools to really empower yourself. And you'll know nothing is mundane anymore. Nothing is lower energy. Nothing is 3D. We're all stepping into a higher level of realities. So the webinar live will be on Saturday, April 6th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Yes, the replay will be available to you, and everything will be on the website as shown on the screen right now. So really, there's a calling, there's an invitation from our collective to you. We're simply here to remind you of who you are, helping you to reach that future potential that we have been able to do. You can do it too. I'm telling you, there's not much difference between us. We're simply more ancient and we walk the walk. We elevate ourselves and now we live in that constant harmony. And you can do it too. It really, really is.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you so much.
You guys, if you're watching on the replay, there will be a link somewhere around the replay, including on YouTube. It's in the caption there.
And it's a special offer. So,
Yes.
thank you. I know that's,
gosh.
A full immersion, and I get excited just thinking about our talk today was phenomenal. So I can only imagine, going through the video with you, going through, and it's a live event video of 2 hours, and then doing the live, and even you said that the encoding happens on the replays. I mean, I gather that, and it seems like it's a tool that they can continue to replay and use, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, 4 hours. Wow.
Yes.
Absolutely right now. No, you're absolutely correct. This is why when we come, we work with all of you. There's many of us. And through the transmission of the words, it's beyond the semantics of the meaning of what each word means. It's more the experience behind it. It's the encoding. It's the elevation. There's really algorithm of light that we transmit. So it's a beautiful multidimensional energetic experience that goes beyond the mind. It talks to your soul. It awakens your ancient memory connectors. It activates something much more profound that go well beyond the lower mind. And if you listen to that point, in that point with all your beings, you know exactly what we speak of. There's a resonance. There's something that speaks louder than those verbal words. This is why it's a beautiful frequency exchange at the same time, and we always do it this way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
Any parting words for us today?
Take a deep breath. Allow yourself to integrate trust in yourself more, you know it's part of you. You know what you know, trust, love yourself, self-acceptance. Yes, you are worthy. You are worthy because you exist. You are worthy because you are who you are, and a divine being of light. There's nothing to earn. That's the human concept. You're simply remembering that you allow yourself to accept the gift, the guidance, to recognize the potential in you, and to know the trust that everything is shifting. You're living in a beautiful universe that is constantly moving, expanding, recreating. So you're no different. You're part of this.
Mhm.
Remember.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll try to remember.
Yes,
We,
yes.
as humans, we like to forget things, especially things that are of high value like that.
Well,
We're
that's
learning
fine.
though.
That,
We're
change
getting
that.
better at it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Gosh, that was so amazing.